friends, and welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. We have a really fun playlist for you. I'll let you know more about that in a few minutes, but first of all, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Brenda, and this is my sweet, sweet Oliver. If you're returning, you guys know it. I love you from the bottom of my heart. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting.
Okay, DIY number 1. Sorry if you just heard my husband. I took these gingerbread people from Hobby Lobby, and I am going to remove the hangers from them. I'm going to paint all the non-raised areas with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Hazelnut. And then once that was done, I am going to dress her all up, the girl, and I'm going to paint the color of her shirt with my white. I'm going to paint the icing marks with white, her buttons with white, the dress with white, and yeah, then I paint the shirt and the bow with my crimson color. And then I'm taking a small paintbrush here, and I'm just going to go around those icing marks and make little lines next to them. And then I'm going to go and use that small paintbrush, and I'm going to make an icing line around her head. I'm going to go all the way up to her bow, and then I'm going to skip the bow, and then I'm going to go down on the other side. And after I had that done, then I'm going to take my embossing tool, and I am going to make 3 little dots in the areas where the lines go inward. I can't think that tonight. It's getting too late. Anyways, after that, I'm going to take the boy, and I painted his hair white. I painted his scarf white, and of course his icing marks, and then I'm going to paint both of their mouths white as well. And I decided to make stripes on his scarf there. So I'm making some thick stripes, and I know they're not even, but that's okay. It just kind of gives it a little more of a rustic look, I guess, right? And then on the bottom part, I colored those fringes red and white, and then I took my little paintbrush here, and I'm painting in some very small lines on both sides of the thicker lines. And I just love the way this came out. After that, I'm going to give those little eyes some details with my embossing tool there. Just give them some little dots. And I forgot what I did next, so we'll have to see. Oh, there we go. I'm going to give the girls some eyebrows and some eyelashes. I think I gave the boy eyebrows. If you can see that bow, I changed that up. I didn't like the way that looked, so I painted the middle white and got rid of those white lines. I'm going to take some puff paint here. I'm going to use it like glue, and I'm going to add these little clay sprinkle peppermints that I got from Amazon to it. And then I'm going to take some peppermints and give both of them peppermint cheeks. And then for the boy, I gave him peppermint buttons, but you're not going to see it. It's going to get covered up. So I'm going to take these plaques from Dollar Tree, and then these larger tumbling tower blocks that come from Five Below. I'm going to paint all of that with Waverly chalk paint in the color Hazelnut. Then I'm going to take those plaques from Dollar Tree and paint them hazelnut, and those 1-inch wood letters from Amazon, I'm going to paint them with Snow White. I don't know why I'm taking so long on this, but yeah, I guess you needed to see this for a long time. I don't know. Then once those are dry, I'm taking my drill. I'm going to drill a hole on each side of my signs. So there's going to be 2 holes, one on each side. And then I'm going to take my gingerbread people, and I'm going to drill holes in their hands on each side as well. And then I'm going to take some I'm going to take my Titebond Quick and Thick Multi-Surface Glue and a brush. I'm going to brush it on the back of those letters and glue them onto those signs. And then I'm going to take my puff paint here, and I'm just going to go along all the curves of the sign with that puff paint. And you guys, I absolutely love how this came out. Oh my goodness, this is my favorite for sure. And I already have these above my refrigerator in my kitchen. I took my puff paint, made 3 little dots inside those wavy lines, and then I'm going to take some more puff paint and go on the outside part of those dots. Then I'm going to just glue those little clay peppermint pieces with my puff paint. And then I'm going to take some baker's twine, and I'm going to tie knots. I thread it through the sign, tied a knot. One is going to be on each side. Then I'm going to thread the end of that through the hand of the gingerbread person and tie a knot. So I'm going to do that on both sides and on both the boy and the girl. I made some 3 loop finger bows. So I wrapped my fingers 3 times, cut a long tail, took that tail and put it between my fingers underneath those loops. And then I'm going to come up around and then go through that loop that I just created. And then I'm going to pull real tightly. And now I always slow this down, and I did not slow this down this time. I'm sorry. But you can always check out my other videos because I do this quite often. So I'm going to glue those bows to the hands, and then I'm going to add some rickrack all along both the bottom part of both of those wood plaques from Dollar Tree. After that, I'm going to take those blocks and I'm going to trace them out on the back of my gingerbread people, and then also on the base of the plaque is now the base. And then I'm going to use my Tite Bond glue and I'm going to put it on the back of my gingerbread people. I'm going to add hot glue around it. Hot glue is for immediate hold and the Tite Bond glue is permanent. And then I'm going to do the same thing along the base, and I'm going to glue that gingerbread person to that base. Then I'm going to take this Fast and Final, it is spackling from Walmart, and I'm going to put it all on here to make it look like frosting, as well as another adhesive to keep those people in place. And then I'm just going to add some clay sprinkles that I got from Amazon all over in the frosting, and look how adorable these two are. I absolutely love how these came out. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comment box below. Okay, today is the Snowman versus Gingerbread Men challenge, and we have Miss Kathy Jo with Kathy Jo DIYs, May with Craft Away with May, and Carolyn with Craft Classy for Team Snowman. And then you have myself, Jackie with Crafting in Mimi's World, and Katie with Lady Red Crafting as Team Gingerbread. Once you're done watching the playlist, you are invited to go to my Rustic and Lace DIY page on YouTube, and under post, go in and you will find a survey so that you can vote for your favorite team, whatever team you thought did the best or whatever projects you enjoyed the most. So make sure you do that. This is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, DIY number 2. I'm going to take one of Dollar Tree's Gingerbread Men, one of their crates, and their salt and pepper shakers, and I'm going to paint them with my hazelnut, and then I'm going to paint the lids with my Snow White color by Waverly. Once they're all dry, once they're dry, I drew in their face with my pencil, like I always do, and then I'm going to use my black paint by Waverly, and I'm going to paint in the eyes. I'm going to outline them, paint in the top part. I'm going to paint in the funny looking mouth. Right now it looks kind of like a scary Halloween design, but it looks better when I'm all done. Believe me, or trust me. Then I'm going to go outline the nose with it, and then I'm going to add some Waverly chalk paint in the color Ocean to the eyes, and then once that was dry, I added some white chalk paint by Waverly to the bottom part of the eyes. And I believe, use that to make, use my white to make some little dots in the eyes as well. Nope, I'm going to use my embossing tool. That's really handy for making small dots, let me tell you. And then after that is done, I think next I'm going to take my crimson, my crimson paint, and I'm going to paint in the nose with that crimson, and then I'm going to paint in the mouth with that crimson as well, just a little bit on the bottom there to make it look like a tongue. And of course I am going by another picture because I can never draw these things on my own. I'm going to hot glue some little peppermints from Amazon for cheeks, and look, that mouth looks so much better now, doesn't it? I'm going to take my puff paint. I'm going to give him some fun hair, a fun hairdo. I'm going to fill in that little hanger hole. I put my finger behind it to keep that puff paint up there. And then I'm going to take a white paint marker. I'm going to make a dot and a line, a dot and a line all the way around my gingerbread guy. I'm going to take this ribbon here. I'm going to make a bow by doing the awareness ribbon sign, scrunching it up into the middle, taking some red cording and tying a knot around it to hold it all in place. Then I'm going to fold the ends of my ribbon in half and cut at an angle to dovetail them. And then I'm going to hot glue that right over his bow tie so he has a fun striped bow tie. Then I'm going to I took a P and an S letter and painted them white, and I'm going to glue them to the front of the salt and pepper shaker because we need to know which one is salt and which one is pepper, although I'm probably not going to use these since I painted the lids. I don't know if that would be a very good idea. But I'm going to take my rickrack here and I'm going to go around the top part of my salt and pepper shakers, just going to glue it around the top. And then I took the crate and I'm going to take some tumbling tower blocks. I'm going to glue them to the bottom for some height, and then I'm going to actually add a second layer of the tumbling tower blocks just to give those salt and pepper shakers a little height. Then I'm just going to go around the crate with my rickrack. I probably should have done the top and the bottom instead of the middle. I think that would have looked better, but I just went around the middle part. And then I'm just placing everything in. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to glue my gingerbread man into the crate. And then I'm like, that kind of felt like it was going to fit. So I just pushed a little harder. And sure enough, he fit right in the crate. And I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue to the back to just hold him in place. And then I added a little peppermint to the front of this. And oh my goodness, this is so adorable. I just love him. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comment box below.
Okay, guys, I hope you are enjoying today's playlist. I think it is so much fun. We did this last year for Christmas in July, and you guys had a lot of fun with it. I think it just as much as we did. Kathy Jo asked me, are we going to do that again? I'm like, oh yeah, we really need to. So we kind of have a new crew. We have a few returning and a few new people, but make sure you check them out and check out this playlist because I know it's going to be a load of fun. And then make sure afterwards you go to my community page on my homepage. If you just click on my little profile, it will bring you to my Sorry, it'll bring you to my my page, and then you'll see videos, playlist, post, I think, community. I believe it says community still, and you just click on that, and then there's going to be a survey for you to take to vote on if you are Team Snowman or Team Gingerbread, and you better be Team Gingerbread. That's all I have to say. Anyways, but before we get on, I just want to welcome you if you're new here. I truly am excited to have you stop by. If you like today's video, and if you like home decor on a budget, I would love it if you'd hit that red subscribe button, become part of our YouTube family, and let me know in the comment box that you're new here. And if you are returning, you guys are the best, and I appreciate you all so very much. So before we get on with the video, make sure you comment, like, hype the video, subscribe if you haven't already, share this with someone who might like it. And with all of that, let's continue on with the video.
Okay, DIY number 3. I'm going to take this sign from Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove that little piece that was on there, and then I'm going to remove the whole all of the paper. And let me tell you, this came off really easy. I love it when that happens. Once that was all off, I'm going to spritz it with water, and you want to make sure you get it nice and wet. You don't want to have any dry areas, otherwise it will be really hard to scrape off. And I let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then I'm just using my paint scraper to scrape up all that extra paper and glue. And then after that, I'm going to take my painter's tape, which is, it's either 1 or 1.5 inches. And I'm going to glue it. I'm going to tape it all the way around my sign. Now, when you get to the curved area, you do have to kind of make smaller pieces just to follow that curve and keep it all even. And then I'm just making sure that it's staying flush with the edge of the sign. And then I'm going to paint the middle of it with my hazelnut color. And then I took off that paint and I added more paint on the painted part. And then I painted the edge with my crimson color by Waverly. Then I took this stencil that I got a couple of years ago from Amazon and I taped it to my sign. I'm going to cover that bottom part because I'm not going to use those words. And then I went over the whole sign with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White. And when I got almost done with it, I went, oh man, I wanted to do Gingerbread Bakery in red. So I dried my paint, and then I got my Crimson Color by Waverly and a small paintbrush, and I'm just going to paint over Gingerbread Bakery with my red paint there. And when I got done, this was a happy accident. It really was, because when I removed it, you could still see some of the white on the outline of the red, and it looked so awesome. I was just like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. It's a happy accident. So then I took this other stencil that I got from Amazon as well, and I'm going to use the wording from that. So I'm using, I think it says cakes and pies and stuff like that. And I'm going to do this on the side, bread, cakes, cookies. And then this says made with love. I'm going to go over it on the other side of my sign with my white chalk paint. And then after those were dry, I'm going to draw some little faces with my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, which is black, onto my gingerbread people. I'm just using my little embossing tool because I just wanted something really fine. And then I'm going to take rickrack, and I'm going to glue that rickrack along the red of my sign. And I don't know, I love rickrack with gingerbread people. It reminds me of icing, so that's why I like to use it. But I'm going to just go around the whole sign with that. And then I felt like it needed something a little bit more, so I took my baker's twine. This is from Dollar Tree. I'm going to go around where the hazelnut and the red meet. I'm just going to go around that, and then I'm going to add a few peppermints to the corners and to the middle. Then I'm going to take my big mouth crocodile, and I'm going to make 3 holes on the bottom of my sign. I'm going to add some of that baker's twine through those holes, and then through these little gingerbread ornaments that came from Amazon as well. And I'm just going to tie some knots, and then I'm going to glue those knots to the back of the sign so that they're not visible. And this, oh my goodness, this is adorable as well. You guys, I love all the projects today that I made. They're all in my kitchen already. Then I'm just going to use some more of that baker's twine for the hanger, and I'm just going to thread that through, tie knots on the back after I have the length that I wanted. And look how cute this is. I love this. I hope you love it as well. You have to let me know in the comment box below. Okay, it is a time for a celebration of your recreations. And Lisa made these pretty fall pieces. I love her little sign. If I remember right, I think they're leaves from outside. But anyways, amazing, Lisa. Thank you. And Mary, she used that pumpkin wreath form from Dollar Tree. And then look at that adorable snowman. Isn't that so cute? Thank you, ladies. And if you have something that you've created that you would like me to showcase, you can email pictures to me to rusticandlacediy@gmail.com, or you can send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. And I want to shout out to Holly. Thank you so much. She gave me a copy. If you'd like to help support me, my coffee habit, or actually my stash habit, you can do that through the coffee app as well. Okay, DIY number 4. I'm going to take this 8x12 wood piece that I think I got from Woodpecker Crafts last year. I am an affiliate with them. I have a link in my description box if you want to check them out, but I painted it white. Once it was dry, I'm going to cover the top with my Mod Podge, and then I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to take this napkin I got this summer from Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove the back from it. I'm going to lay it all in place, making sure to smooth it all out. And then I'm going to cover it with my parchment paper. And that's just going to protect that napkin from my heat press, from the heat of the heat press. So I'm going to go over it with my heat press, and that just reactivates that Mod Podge so that the napkin sticks to the board. And I'm just going to make sure that I go over every inch of that napkin that is on the board. Then I'm going to put some more Mod Podge over it just to give it a protective coat. And then once it was dry, I'm going to take my finger sander, and I'm going to sand off all the extra napkin. Now, when you are adding that Mod Podge to the front, you don't want to add a lot because it could wrinkle, but you don't want to brush too hard either because it can rip. Ask me how I know. I got these little gingerbread people last year from 24 Hour Craft, and I'm going to paint them with hazelnut. Then I took my pencil again. I always use a pencil to draw in the face, and I wanted it to have a surprise look. So I found some that had a surprise look, and I'm just kind of copying what they did. I went around the outside part of the eyes with white and the inside part with the black. Then I drew an open mouth, and I'm going to color in, I'm going to give it the eyes some little dots, but I'm going to color in the top part inside of the mouth with some white, so it kind of looks like it has a few teeth. And then I'm going to use my red paint marker to color in the bottom to give it like a tongue, appearance of a tongue. And you might be able to see it on the top one there that I did already. But then after that, I used my black marker to color in between the white and the red there. So it really all came together beautifully, if I may say so myself. But anyways, I'm going to take my white paint marker there. No, I'm not. I'm going to take my puff paint. I'm going to glue on some more of those little peppermints, and then I'm going to give it some icing with that puff paint as well. I was going to use my white marker, and then I decided to use a puff paint. It looks a little more realistic. And then after I had that all done, I'm going to give it some icing lines around its head where it wasn't bitten off. And I'm going to take these wood letters from Amazon and paint them with my hazelnut. And then I'm going to use my Titebond Quick and Thick Multi-Surface Glue and a brush. I'm going to brush the glue onto the back of the letters and glue them onto the sign. And then I'm just going to use my Titebond glue again to glue my little cookies onto my sign. And after that, I took those bamboo sticks. I have them in my Amazon store, and there's the link in the description box if you're interested. I marked down the sizes that I needed, used my miter shears to cut them down, and then I'm going to paint them with my hazelnut. Then I'm going to use my Titebond glue to glue those all in place around my sign so that we have a pretty frame. And you guys, when I glued those cookies and stuff on, I was like, I don't know if this is going to work out, but I really think that that frame just really helped seal the deal on this DIY. So I'm just using my little clamps from Dollar Tree to hold those in place for about 5 minutes just to make sure that glue sets. And then I decided to go ahead and add some puff paint to the top part of my letters. And then I'm going to glue those little clay peppermints all around the sign as well. I did let this sit for a day or two, and then I decided to come back and do my hanger because I should have done that before I did all that puff paint. But anyways, I just used some baker's twine, stapled it in the back, and look how adorable this sign is. Oh my goodness, I love this one as well. I hope you do too. Make sure you check out the playlist. I will have links to that in my description box below, and once you're done with the playlist, make sure you go to my post on my YouTube page and vote for your favorite team. I think this is so much fun, and it's just so much fun to have that friendly competition. Anyways, I will be back again on Friday with another fun challenge or playlist, so stay tuned for that. And with all that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.